Hadidor.
Victoria Horváth.
I'm Tammy, and this is the first episode of the Comenius podcast. We are gonna ask questions, and hopefully she'll answer.
Depends.
Let's start with how are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you very much for your question. It's been a great day, but since I try to reduce my caffeine intake, I'm a little bit tired, so this is not for you. This look on my face, it's because of the, lack of coffee.
My first question is, I think it's a really overrated question. Why did you become a teacher?
Originally I didn't want to become a teacher. I wanted to be a psychologist, criminal psychologist, specialized in serial killers. However, when I didn't get into university, because at that time you had a chance to choose only one specialization, I was good at English, and I thought that teaching is also something that is related to psychology in some way. So I went to teachers training college and university, and then I started teaching, and I became to like it so much that I forgot about my ambitions as a psychologist.
So, what are the free books you would recommend to our audience and why?
Books?
Yes.
Can I choose Hungarian and English literature as well?
Yes.
Okay. My favorite book from English-speaking countries is Heatwave in Berlin. It was written by Cusack. It's about a kind of vision that Nazism is not dead and the evil of Hitler can come back. And also it's about how goodness and human kindness can defeat that. So that's the novel about. That's my favorite novel. I have read it in Hungarian, English 100 times, so I could read it any time. From Hungarian literature, I think Szabó Magda's Door is a fantastic book. I didn't watch the film adaptation because I liked the book so much, so I thought that I would be disappointed to see, even if Helen Mirren and Szabó István are fantastic artists, but the book is enough for me. And of course I would choose one of my favorite books by Orwell, not Animal Farm, another one, 1984, which is a masterpiece. It's about dictatorship, the psychology and the inside look into a dictatorship. Very memorable and shocking book at the same time.
So basically, we have to read Animal Farm for this semester.
Yeah.
I think 11th graders, yes.
Yeah, it's easier than 1984, I guess, but similar. So the topic is, and the era is, really similar.
Okay. So, and my question is, what was the weirdest place you've ever lived in?
Morbid.
Yes. Like someone
You mentioned the prison.
Oh,
in class, that's what you thought.
Yeah, okay, now, thank you very much, because I have always taught in a school, so I was a bit, helpless, but I could say, I had the chance to teach prisoners. It was a special program for the integration of prisoners. They had the chance to study English, and it was a scary but also a really fascinating experience to see how prison works and how grateful the prisoners can be if they have the chance to do something for their later integration. Yeah. So it was Baracska prison, a bare classroom, very hot and surrounded by barbed wire and guards. But I was scared and I enjoyed it at the same time.
What do you think that people misunderstand about you?
I am very strict, and I think a teacher should keep a certain distance at first, but step by step, bit by bit, it can be eased up and more things can be allowed, and I think my students can turn to me when they need help, but of course not by all means. And I think this is what can result in some kind of fear from me and some kind of prejudices towards me. But I think somebody who gets to know me will find out that I'm not that monstrous. Yes, not a Cruella de Frey, just a little bit.
So after the breaks, you always ask us how was our long break, and you always mention a place you traveled to. So what was your favorite place you traveled?
The place I could always go back to is Dubrovnik in Croatia. It's a beautiful place. I spent a lot of memorable summer holidays in Croatia since my childhood. So even if there are exotic and much more beautiful destinations, if I have the chance, I go there.
And what was your
Least favorite journey? I think I enjoyed all my journeys. My first journey was to the Soviet Union, and it was incredibly poor, and the people had terrible lives there. But as a child, I didn't realize that. But I don't think I would go there now. Yeah, because so now I know that it wasn't the most ideal holiday destination for anybody. But as a child, I enjoyed, the Black Sea and everything there. I was in Sochi, by the way, at the Winter Olympic Games. Yeah.
It's cool you mentioned your childhood because my next question is what was your favorite childhood memory? And also I have to ask, was it in sex?
Yeah, I grew up in Sexal, as everybody knows. Yeah. I had a very, very happy childhood. I was indulged by my grandmoms and we traveled a lot, and my parents finished work at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so they could spend a lot of time with me. And I was a very good girl, doing that, with blonde curly hair. So people said, "Wow, what a beautiful little girl!" So I have such nice memories. Imagine that in primary school I was member of the drama club. I was how shall I say, an actress with a fine future. We took part in a lot of plays and performances. I liked reciting poems. We had great success. When the children's library opened in Sextar, I was the one who recited the poems. It's a great honor for me. But then in the secondary school, I didn't have good teachers. Some of them, yes, but some of them were not really good teachers, I think. And I lost my self-confidence in acting and reciting poems and speaking in public. So I had to gain it back later. Yeah. So I lost my ambitions as an actress. As a little girl, I wanted to be an actress, by the way.
Yeah. Same.
And I became a teacher, Life is hard. No, it's a joke.
So in connection with that, does it bother you that a few people jokingly mock you about your hometown?
Yes. The reason why I take it to my heart, because I know that Sextar is not a metropolis. It can be a boring, sleepy little town for a lot of people, but definitely it's not ugly, or it's definitely not something that tourists would avoid. So I think there are beautiful historical sites. The inner city is really nice with its old monuments and the vineyards and the hills.
Yes,
so I think it has a beautiful location. So I understand if somebody doesn't want to go there or live there, but when they say as if it was I don't know, I can't use taboo words here. So it's not a terrible little in the middle of nowhere kind of town, I think.
For our class trip last year, we went to Sextar, and I can agree.
I liked it too very much. I think it was a great destination to go with the class.
I'm glad to hear it.
Okay, so the next question might be a bit personal, so we can skip that if you would like to answer.
Okay, we will see.
You mentioned your significant other a few times in the "What Did I Do" weekend game at the beginning of the lessons. And can we ask how you guys met?
Me and my boyfriend?
Yes.
We have known each other for more than, I think, 12 or 13 years now. He used to be my private student at home. We met at a language school, but it was for adults, not for teenagers. And later he became my private student, and we became friends, and then somehow we fell in love. Yes.
That's sweet.
But first it was a kind of business relationship, then friendship, and then something emotional. I don't know if it's magical, but
The next question is that you have phrased some sentences in the class. For example, pump up the jam and things like that, which we really like, by the way.
some of them at least.
Really
Yeah.
funny.
Which one do you think that you could be like member of? The ultimate sentence that you think your favorite.
What defines
sentence?
me?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know, because time is money and no martini, no party, these things are for you to hurry up.
Yeah.
But what defines me most is a Byron quotation, but I'm afraid it's a bit too long and I usually don't use it in classrooms. So shall I pick from those I use in the classroom?
Yeah.
Time is money then.
Yeah.
Because not only because I want to hurry you up, I want you to hurry up, but I think life is too short and we have to enjoy it, we have to seize the day, because life can be just over in a moment. So maybe that's why time is money.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, okay.
And how do you usually take collaborations to the next level in the classroom with the students? What makes your class interesting and what makes students in focus?
Usually I get some feedback. For example, when my students leave school, I usually ask them to answer some questions, what they like, what they didn't like about my lessons and my teaching style and my form teacher style. And usually the positive feedback is that we play a lot of games, and they have never talked as much in class as before, so I have a lot of speech work and conversation-based activities. My teaching is rather formal, I know, frontal, sorry. I rarely use group work or pair work or teamwork. By the way, today we did that. So I think sooner or later you can learn on your own, you can speak about anything on your own, and I've been very happy because I think that's my job ends when I come up with a really abstract topic and you can talk about it for hours. That's my aim,
Yes.
That's so true.
Some of our classmates like to say really long opinions and they always express themselves, which I notice about my classmates and I like them. And also the games in the beginning of the lessons. I am always interested, like, what did you bring in today? What's in store for us?
Yeah, I know my game's a bit old-fashioned.
I think
Actually,
challenge is one of the
Yes.
most like.
Oh yeah, it's popular. A little bit too time-consuming, I'm afraid, so we can rarely play it.
Yes, but that's one of the best.
Yeah, I agree.
so we all know we struggled a bit in quarantine when we had to use Teams. So what was the hardest part of teaching in quarantine and through online classes?
I must confess it was one of the worst periods of my life when we were stuck at home without any friends, entertainment, freedom, going out. Before that, my students have always been very active in class. I could motivate them, I could stimulate conversation. And at home, just behind the camera, they became very passive. It was really hard to make them work and answer my questions, and the lively conversations disappeared. So that was horrible, and I could hardly wait to get back to face-to-face teaching and learning again.
I think everyone agrees with this.
Some of my students enjoyed the, distant or remote learning, this home office kind of thing, but all in all, I think face-to-face learning and teaching is much more effective, especially when we want to speak and improve our speaking skills and communication skills.
Yes. How much you know about star signs?
Horoscopes, you mean?
Yes.
A little bit. I'm interested in the description of the personality traits of different horoscopes, but I do not follow these everyday predictions that what's going to happen to you. That's, stupid.
Do you know your star sign?
Yes.
And Comenius?
Yes. My sign of the zodiac is Libra,
yes.
but my ascendant is a lion, Leo. And that's why these two completely different, personalities clash in my, identity, in my personality, because the Libra wants harmony. The Libra tries to be nice and kind to everybody. It tries to please everybody. And the Leo is very dominant and very pushy and very sensitive and also very controlling. So these two, I think horoscopes have a fight in me. And sometimes the Leo is stronger, sometimes the Libra is stronger.
So we know in the morning you go to the swimming pool to swim to release stress. So what are your favorite hobbies outside of school? Is one of them?
Yeah, sports and exercise are really crucial to me. Not only the swimming pool, but I go to the gym, and at the weekends I have trainings too. Yeah.
What are
It's just some kind of cardio exercise. So I'm not a bodybuilder or something. I'm not going to prepare for a marathon or Olympic Games, but 40 minutes cardio is essential for me every morning. Otherwise, I'm very moody, and I will torture my students if I can't go to the pool or to the gym. I love movies, so if I had time and money, I would go to the cinema every weekend. Unfortunately, I can't afford that, but I watch a lot of films, for example, on streaming services, and also when we have the chance, we go to the cinema. And I like traveling. In every season I try to travel somewhere abroad, but I like traveling in Hungary too. So these are the main hobbies, and I like eating very much. It's not a surprise. We like eating out in good restaurants, enjoy some new flavors and dishes. We like cafes and confectionaires. So I'm a hedonistic person. I like enjoying life, so I think we shouldn't torture ourselves, should we? So.
Yeah, love those.
Sorry.
So in the beginning, I asked, what was your favorite book? Can I ask what is your favorite film or movie?
If I could choose only one movie, it would be Before the Rain. It's a Macedonian English, some kind of co-production movie. I'm not sure about all the countries who worked on this movie. It's a Romeo and Juliet, a tragic love story, but on the Balkans. So the setting is Macedonia and the Macedonian-Albanian conflict during the War of Balkan. Really shocking, fantastic music, and unfortunately not a happy ending.
Just like Romeo.
Yeah. So Shakespeare's stories still timely, unfortunately, even in the 20th or 21st century. Yeah.
So, did you have a favorite teacher growing up?
Yes. The teacher who inspired me at college so much that I decided to become a teacher was a linguistics and grammar teacher at college. Unfortunately, can I say her name?
If you want.
Yeah. Her name is Judith Peici, and she was so influential, she was so dynamic and so professional that we were just sitting in her lessons like that, and we were, mesmerized by her. I think she was the biggest motivation, and I decided that I want to be a teacher like her, or at least a little bit like her. She was strict, but I think really good expert, a professional. Yeah. Unfortunately, she's not a teacher anymore. She decided to work in the banking industry.
Yeah, our biggest fears, right?
But at least she was like a great idol for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. She inspired me a lot. Yeah.
Okay. And my question is, if you won $10 million at this moment or tomorrow, like in the near future, what would you spend it on? And would you spend it all?
First of all, my answer would be strange. I wouldn't be so happy if I won such a huge fortune.
Yes.
Because my life would change so radically that I don't know I could handle. Then I wouldn't work as a teacher, so I have to look for a new career. What would my friends think? Oh, you are a millionaire. So they probably, the relationship would become a little bit strange. So maybe I look like an idiot, but I don't want to win for such a huge amount of money. Of course, a few 10 million forints would do me good. Then I think I would definitely help my family. I would give most of it to my dad because I'm really grateful for him to everything. And I would travel around the world because I think that's always a favorite pursuit of mine. And I think I would give money to charity.
Yes.
And first of all, animal welfare. Yeah. I know that there are a lot of humans in the world who are in need. Probably I would give away money to them too. I mean, homeless people or, cancer research and such things.
Yes.
But I think the first amount would go to animal shelters, abandoned dogs.
Animals
They are
and
my
charities.
weakness.
Yeah. Do you have a dog?
Unfortunately not, because I live in a relatively small flat and I'm very busy, I'm never at home, so that doggy would be very lonely. But I'm planning to adopt a dog from the dog shelter, and I would like a big Saint Bernard, the biggest furry carpet-like dogs. I would like to have 2 dogs. When I retire, I think I will have 2 doggies, because then I will have time and energy and I could take them for long walks. Yeah, but now I don't want to torture a doggy, at home all day without the owner. Yeah.
Retired life. You mentioned you wouldn't teach anymore if you got that much money. Why?
If I had the chance, I would continue teaching because I don't have any other ambitions. But I don't know if I could keep it a secret that I'm a multi-millionaire. So it's really difficult to keep it a secret.
I mean, the press would just come on and
begging letters would come and neighbors knocking on the door, please give me for that, give me for this. Yeah, so that's why I don't want to win. Billions, just a few millions.
Okay.
just enough for this and that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
To have a more comfortable life.
And a more of a happier question, I don't know. Which ice cream flavor would you be? If you would be? Or which ice cream flavor does describe you?
So these are my favorite flavors, by the way. I think I would be vanilla and chocolate, just like the Libra and the Leo. So this kind of contradiction, The white, sweet, soft, and the dark, a little bit bitter and stronger flavors,
Perfect description.
Yes.
I think I like those, by the way. I always eat 1 scoop of vanilla and 1 scoop of chocolate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
No.